Hello guys, a very good evening to all of you. Welcome back. So there is an update from RBI about the D-SIB, Domestic Systematically Important Bank. So RBI is going to continue with SBI, SDFC and ICICI as under the category of D-SIB. So जो भी बैंक आपका D-SIB के अंदर होते हैं, so they have to maintain some additional capital of their tier 1 which is linked with their tier 1 capital risk weight assets. Okay, so these three banks, SBI, SDFC, and ICICI, they generally falls under the different bucket of D-SIB. सबसे ऊपर आपका SBI आता है, then SDFC, then ICICI Bank. So that means these are systematically important bank for the Indian economy, and they have to maintain some additional capital also, right? So they have to maintain some additional capital of their risk weight asset. So now there is one update from the RBI side. So higher D-SIB surcharge fixed for SBI, SDFC banks. Okay. So on the basis of these two banks, there is some addition in the overall surcharge. There is some surcharge which will be applicable on the on these two banks, SBI and SDFC. There is no change in ICICI Bank bucket, right? So, and this will be applicable from 1st of April 2025. That means till 31st March 25 it will be remain same. Okay, so अगर हम लोग आपका इस न्यूज के बारे में और ज्यादा जानते हैं, ठीक है. So this concept of D-SIB that generally arise just after the global financial crisis, and it is coined by the BCBS itself, Basel Committee on Banking Supervision. ठीक है, तो हमारे जैसे उन्होंने they generally suggested some G-SIBs, globally systematically important bank or global systematically important bank. So with the same reference, RBI also come up with this particular idea, and RBI that generally categorize SBI, SDFC, and ICICI under this particular list, right? So, if you talk about this particular one, while the additional common equity one requirement as per as a percentage of risk weight asset for SBI has been fixed as 0.80%. It is a 0.40% for SDFC and 0.20% for ICICI Bank. They have to maintain this much of additional capital apart from that CAR AR, ठीक है, or CAR ratio आपका, which is 9% for other bank in the country. The higher D-SIB surcharge for SBI and SDFC will be applicable from 1st of April 2025 itself. Hence, up to 31st March 25, the D-SIB surcharge applicable to SBI, SDFC will be 0.60%, that is the current one, and 0.20% for SDFC, right? So this is the one thing. And the Reserve Bank of India issue a framework for dealing with domestic systematically important banks on July 22nd, 2014. This was the very first time when RBI come up with this particular initiative in our country, and which was subsequently updated on last update was 28 December 2023, right? So D-SIB framework required the Reserve Bank of India disclosure, the name of bank, then designated as D-SIB starting from 2015, and place these bank in appropriate bucket dealings upon the systematic importance scores SIC. Based on the bucket in which D-SIB is placed, an additional common equity requirement has to be applied to them. So there are 5 buckets. Basically ICICI that generally falls under bucket 1, and SDFC in 2, and SBI in 6 आपका, ठीक है. तो इस तरीके से आपका ये जो रहते हैं, ठीक है. In case foreign bank having branches presence in India, global systematically important bank G-SIB, it has to maintain additional CET 1 capital surcharge in India as applicable to it as a G-SIB. Okay, जो global वाले areas में करेंगे, so they have to maintain as like as per their kind of parent banks qualification under the G-SIB category, right? तो आपका अगर आप इसको, ये बहुत ही important topic है for all the regulatory bodies examination and all. So you have to go through this particular one. There are different buckets and all which are generally part of this one. And the importance is like in 2007-8 that global financial crisis. तो वहां पे आपका that generally the failure of Lehman Brothers banks that generally created a ripple effect in the market and which generally lead to a systemic risk, right? So failure of one banks that lead to failure of number of banks. तो लेमन ब्रदर बैंक आपका फेल हुआ तो बहुत सारे बैंक हुए. सो द आउटकम कहीं ना कहीं उससे आपका प्रोटेक्ट करने के लिए बैंकिंग सिस्टम को BCBS they generally come up with the solution कि those who generally categorize under G-SIB they have to maintain some additional capital of their tier 1 risk weight assets, right? So similarly this concept is also applied in India itself since 2015, and earlier only two banks were part of this particular one. One is SBI, another one is SDFC. Then later on ICICI also become part of this particular one. ठीक है, तो कहीं ना कहीं आपका they have to maintain some additional layer of capital. So जिससे अगर कोई भी if there is any kind of stressful situation, so we can protect our bank. That is the primary idea. Okay, so this is the must read news for all the aspirants, those who are preparing for RBI Grade B examination or any other regulatory bodies and bank examination. I hope you found this particular video useful. If you have any query related to D-SIB, G-SIB or about these particular things, please do mention into the comment section. I'll come up with a separate video based on that particular one. Okay, so this is it from my side. Thank you for watching this session. Bye bye, take care all, have a nice day and all the very best for your preparation. Thank you.